What it be, Chip T Movies here. Here is my throwback segment where I talk about the films that turned 10 and 20 this week. Alright, the films that turned 10, we got My Soul to Take. Now this is about a local legend of a serial killer, of a serial killer's oath who comes back and kills like the 7 kids who were born on the night he supposedly died. So like now 16 years later, residents are, getting killed off. The film was directed by Wes Craven, who's always the man. R.I.P. Wes Craven. You even had Danai Gurira from Black Panther fame. She actually played like a sheriff here. I thought she was pretty good. Of course, Wes Craven's last film was Scream Force. But I think My Soul to Take is probably one of his most underrated, underappreciated films. It's not a great film, but it's really a really nice slasher flick. Not really a slasher movie most people talk about, but it's actually a pretty solid one. If you guys have not seen My Soul to Take, give that one a shot. Alright, also turning 10, we got the romantic comedy of Life as We Know It, which was a comedy that starred the likes of Josh Duhamel, Katherine Heigl. And they end up, becoming like, caretakers of their goddaughter here. It had a pretty good cast. It had the likes of Melissa McCartney. You also had, what else was that? Oh yeah, Josh Lucas. You had Christina Hendricks. Sad to say, the movie fell flat. It wasn't so funny. Another Katherine Heigl dump. I mean, Katherine Heigl's films are not really what you call winners, but sad to say, this is one of them. Yeah. Alright, also, turning 10, we got Secretariat, about the winning horse, Secretariat. It starred the likes of Diane Lane, John Malkovich was in this. You also had Scott Glenn. Secretariat was it wasn't no seatbelt scare or anything, but I thought it was pretty decent flick. Nice feel-good story. Who does not love a good movie about a horse? And Secretariat's a pretty solid one. Alright, we got the also turning 10, a couple of smaller films turned 10 this week. There's the Nowhere Boy film, which stars Aaron Taylor Johnson as a young John Lennon. And I thought Nowhere Boy, which was also directed by 50 Shades of Grey director Sam Taylor Johnson, I thought Nowhere Boy is a really terrific film. Aaron Taylor Johnson, I thought he played the role of John Lennon really well. So if you guys have not really seen Nowhere Boy, pretty good film. Alright, also turning 10, we got I Spit on Your Grave, a remake of a 1970s horror film. And where this young girl played by Sarah Butler, who ends up being left for dead, and so she pretty much goes on a rampage and finds the people responsible and all. Anyway, I Spit on Your Grave. There was also a couple of other sequels, but the first film is actually pretty solid. It has nice gore to it. Has some really cool vibes. I mean, if you guys have not seen I Spit on Your Grave or some of the sequels, there's some pretty good final flicks right there. Alright, also we got also turning 10, we got the Ed Norton film Stone, which also starred Robert De Niro, Tamara Drewe with Gemma Arterton. Now turning 20, we got Requiem for a Dream, directed by Darren Aronofsky. Requiem for a Dream, of course, a film about, drugs and stuff like that. A film about addiction. It also scored loads of Oscar nominations. I believe Alan Versus won an Oscar for this. I gotta double check that. But you also had the likes of Jennifer Connelly. You had Marlon Wayans was in this. Jared Leto. I mean, a really decent flick. One of Darren Aronofsky's best works, in my opinion. Really good film. Very weird and all, but this movie deals with addiction pretty well. So if you guys have not really seen this film yet, Requiem for a Dream, it's a classic one right there. Alright, also turning 20, there's the comedy classic Meet the Parents. The comedy that starred the likes of Rob De Niro, Ben Stiller. Meet the Parents also had, Blythe Danner, Owen Wilson. Meet the Parents is really hilarious. Of course, it was spawned by a couple of sequels. There was Meet the Fockers and Little Fockers. But anyway, yeah, Meet the Parents is a really fun film. I mean, it has some really memorable lines. I got nipples. Can you milk me? I mean, come on, who did not love that line? De Niro and Ben Stiller, those two had some really solid chemistry for one another. I'll be down to check out fourth one that line. But, Also turning to 20, we got Spike Lee's film Bamboozled, which is a dark satire of the television industry. You know, you got the it starred Damon Wayans. You know, speaking of a Wayne brother, and I think it's, you know, Damon Wayans. When you think of him, you think of like, you know, straight up comedies, action. This is actually probably one of the best performances I've ever seen out of him. I thought Damon Wayans was terrific here. You also had Jada Pinkett Smith. You had Michael Rapaport in this, Tommy Davidson. Really a terrific film. You know, it was really funny. Great performances by Damon Wayans. Definitely go check out Bamboozled.
She's a lot better than
Also turning 20, we got Get Carter, which is a remake of a Michael Caine film. This starred Sylvester Stallone. You also had Rachel Lee Cook. Michael Caine was even in this one. I gotta say, I really like the Get Carter remake. Stallone, of course, at the height of his major career, he had some weird movies in the early 2000s and 90s and all. And Get Carter, I gotta say, is a really good one. Really fun, great action. Definitely give that one a shot. And it was pretty cool seeing Michael Caine in this with Stallone. Alright, also turning 20, we got Digimon the Movie. Boy, I remember watching Digimon the Movie when I was a kid. I would still prefer Pokemon, really. But Digimon, I always still got a kick out of. And the movie, I mean, is really good. You know, of course, it does follow the, you know, anime trope. Stuff like lots of the Digimon characters are pretty cool here. Yeah, I mean, it's not like, I still probably prefer Pokemon the first movie over Digimon the movie. But Digimon the movie is still hands down awesome. I mean, of course, the Smash Mouth song is also featured in this, so that's that. So, yeah, if you guys have not really seen the Digimon movie yet, definitely check that one out. Anyway, that's pretty much it. Let me leave you guys. Which of these films stand out to you the most? The 10-year one, I'll probably say My Silver Snake. The 10 years one, My Silver Snake, is actually the one I really kind of enjoy the most. Out of the 20 years one, I guess I could say Requiem for a Dream or maybe Meet the Parents. 20 years had some pretty solid films that got released this past week. Anyway, drop a comment below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that bell for more notifications. This here is T-Movie signing off.